Hi, welcome back to AT Math. Today, 8-4, factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. Why, this is easier than levitation.
People occasionally ask me, is it possible to take an object like a cork, concentrate on it, and have it levitate? The answer is yes. All you need to do is focus your attention on the cork, and what you will find is that it continues to levitate. It's absolutely incredible, and just goes to show the power of the human mind.
Now, well, at least we're going to do what we've learned last lesson, but now with the coefficient in the a slot. Remember, ax squared plus bx plus c. Well, now I have a number in front of the x squared, but it's still the same procedure. Take that number times the c. So 4 times 15, you figure, okay, well, that's 60. No big deal there. So 4 times 15 makes 60. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split up all the options for 60 again, like 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, until I find a combination for my middle, and my middle is 16. Notice that when I add up these different combinations, that one that makes 16 is 6 and 10. Okay, so all you have to do is take this trinomial and change it into a quadnomial or polynomial. And what you do is the 16x, you split the 16x into a 6 and a 10x. So we'll make 10x and 6x. Now what I'm going to do is carve them into two separate binomials. So 4x squared plus 10x goes over here, 6x plus 15 goes over here. Now I'm going to remove what I can out of this, which is going to be a 2 and an x. And I'm going to remove a x and a 3 out of this guy. Excuse me, just a 3, not an x, just a 3. So 2x out of this guy, 4x squared divided by 2x is 2x, and 10x divided by 2x is 5. Now over here, 6x plus 15, if I divide a 3 out of them all, 6x divided by 3 is 2x, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. Notice that you have these two guys are both being times by 2x plus 5. Since they're both being times by 2x plus 5, I can combine 2x and 3 and just put times 2x plus 5. Take a look here. 2x plus 3, 2x plus 5. Notice how 2x is still being times by 2x plus 5, and 3 is being times by 2x plus 5. Again, 2x squared plus 11x plus 12, I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 times 12, which makes 24. From there, I'm going to split up 24 into all the combinations I can until one of them adds to 11. Notice here I have 3 and 8, and 3 and 8 does make 11. So 11x becomes 8x and 3x. From there, I'll split these two up in a pair, these two up in a pair. Divide this by 2x and divide this by 3. Notice how I do that. So I have x plus 4 and x plus 4. 2x and 3 are both times in x plus 4. So 2x plus 3 here, x plus 4 right here. By the way, it makes no difference if I split it up as 8x and 3x or 3x and 8x. You can mix and match either way. You don't have to put the big one first or second. It makes no difference. Notice here how the original, I went ahead and split them up, and I got 2x and 3, and they're both being times by x plus 4. Notice here, though, if I make 3x and 8x, when I go ahead and split them up, I'm going to go ahead and take the x out of here and the 4 out of here, and notice I have 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3. Therefore, I have x plus 4 times 2x plus 3. They're simply reversed, but it makes no difference. Now you try. Go ahead at this time. Let's see how you did. Well, 5 times x was 30. Which one made 31? Only the 1 and the 30. I hope you saw that. Split them up. Binomial, binomial. 5x and 1. X plus 6, and there you go. Quick break.
People occasionally ask me, is it possible to take an object like a cork, concentrate on it, and have it levitate? The answer is yes. All you need to do is focus your attention on the cork, and what you will find is that it continues to levitate. It's absolutely incredible, and just goes to show the power of the human mind. People often ask me, is it possible to take an object like a cork, concentrate on it, and have it levitate? The answer is yes. All you need to do is keep on focusing your attention on the cork, and it will continue to levitate. It's absolutely incredible and just goes to show the power of the human mind.
And back. Now, 4y squared plus 7y minus 2. First thing you're going to do is take 4 times, negative 2. Again, same procedure, but now you have a negative 8. Well, if you have a negative, you have to list all the options for a negative. Notice here how I have positive 1, 2, 4, and 8, and my negatives. And I have to flip them to make all these negatives and these positives, because I have to find the one combination, because there's only going to be one combination, find the one combination that's going to make positive 7. So, if you add all these up, which one's going to make positive 7? I'm going to say probably the positive 8 and negative 1, although I guessed either one of these would do in this case, but that's fine. So, okay, fine. Positive 8 and negative 1. Does it make a difference where you put them? No. I just put the big number first. That's just me, but you can do either way. So, 8y and negative 1y, split them up, binomial, binomial. Take out what you can. In this case, this is 4y. In this case, this is negative 1. 4y minus 1 and y plus 2 over here. And that's your finished product. If you would have split it as negative 1 and positive 8, you would have had the reverse, but it'd still be the same. Now you try. 4y squared plus 19y minus 5. Go ahead. Hopefully you got negative 20. You split all the combos up to make positive 19, which would be positive 20 and negative 1. Split them up. Binomial, binomial. Take out what you can. Hopefully you got 4y minus 1 and y plus 5. Quick break. And back. Now, when you have this same procedure, 2 times negative 15 makes negative 30. But notice how I have a negative 7 in the middle. Well, all you have to do is find the combinations for 30 that'll make a negative 7, which I think you'll find is right here. Because positive 3 and negative 10 make negative 7. So, you go ahead and break it apart. Doesn't matter in which order. Go ahead, binomial, binomial, and then pull out what you can. Hopefully you get 2x plus 3 and x minus 5 in parentheses. You try, go ahead. 4x squared minus x minus 3. What did you get? Let's see. 4 times negative 3 made negative 12. Split all the possibilities. If it helps you make this negative 1, if it helps you see it better. Which one's going to make a negative 1? Probably a negative 4 and positive 3. Split them up, so negative 1x becomes a positive 3x and negative 4x. Now you might say, wait a minute, how am I going to get all that from negative 1? Remember, they just have to add to negative 1. It makes no difference how you get negative 1. All that makes a difference is that you got negative 1. So we'll go ahead and do that there. I have 4x times x minus 1 and 3 times x minus 1, so 4x plus 3 times x minus 1. I hope you got that. Quick break. And back. Same thing here, but we're going to take negative 2 times negative 7. But before we do that, let's make our life easy. Let's take out the negative 1. So instead of having to take negative 2 times negative 7, we'll go ahead and take negative 1 out of all 3. By the way, when you take a negative 1 out, you just switch the signs in the middle. Now, I don't have to do that, but my life would get easier if I get rid of the negative in front. So I get rid of the negative here, and consequently get rid of all the negatives. Then I take 2 times 7, which makes 14, split them up into different combinations, add 1 and 14 to make 15, split them up, do this as normal. Ignore the negative 1 for now. It doesn't go away, but we're just working with the 2x and the 1. They're being times by x plus 7. Just when your finished product happens, just include the negative 1. So in other words, we took all the negatives out. We'll set the negative 1 on the side. It doesn't go away, but it's not a factor. It's just there, but we don't need it no more. So negative 1 times 2x plus 1 times x plus 7. Yes, if you wanted to be a hardhead, you wouldn't have to take negative 1 out. You could take negative 2 times negative 7 and make positive 14, but then you have to come up with a different combination to find negative 15, which would make negative 1 and negative 14, blah-de-blah. You can do that, but I think it's tougher. Make your life easy. Take negative 1 out to begin with and get rid of this first negative. Make this negative into a positive and your life's easier. You try. Let's go over this one slowly together because I'm not sure last explanation was very good. So I went ahead and, well, this time I was a hard head and I didn't take negative out first, it looks like. Okay, so I kept it as positive. I took it as 72. So I ran all the scenarios to find negative 17, to which I found negative 8 and negative 9. Okay. Now I went ahead and split them up into binomials. Remember, I didn't switch all the signs, which I think is going to make my life a little harder, but okay. Then I go ahead and remove negative 3 from these two guys and remove negative 4 from these two guys. And notice how they're both 2x plus 3. Okay. So negative 3x minus 4 over here, 2x plus 3 over here. And we are done. Thanks again. Hope you got this. If not, please ask questions during homeroom, and I'd love to help you. Take care. Bye.